Walking in the fullness of God's guidance, provision, and care. Ephesians 2:8-9. For you are saved by grace through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is God's gift, not from works, so that no one can boast. Proverbs 3:5-6. With all your heart you must trust the Lord and not your own judgment. Always let Him lead you, and He will clear the road for you to follow. These verses encapsulate the essence of living by grace through faith. As Christians, we are called to trust in God's guidance, acknowledge His hand in our lives, and walk in the fullness of His grace. This reflection is especially important in recognizing how God's wisdom has shaped our journey. First, consider grace in Proverbs 3:5-6. Grace is God's initiative, His unmerited favor that guides and sustains us. In Proverbs 3:5-6, God's grace is evident in His promise to make straight your paths. This isn't something we achieve through our own efforts. It is God's loving provision, ensuring that we walk in alignment with His will. The key verse: in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. Reflection. Consider moments in your life when everything seemed to fall into place. How might these have been examples of God's grace at work? And then, faith. Faith is our response to God's grace. It requires us to trust Him with all our heart, even when we don't fully understand His plans. Leaning on our own understanding often leads to pride, but faith invites us to surrender and acknowledge God's wisdom. Key verse: trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. Reflection. Are there times when you relied on your own understanding? What happened when you chose to trust God instead? Recognizing God's wisdom in your life. Many of the wise choices we've made in life were not solely our own doing. God's Spirit often provides wisdom through our thoughts, guiding us toward decisions that align with His will. Yet, we may not always recognize these thoughts as coming from Him. Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." And Revelation 3:8, "I know all the things you do, and I have opened a door for you that no one can close. You have little strength, yet you obeyed my voice and did not deny me." Jeremiah questions to consider. Can you think of a time when you made a decision and later realized God's hand was in it? Was there a time that God opened a door of opportunity for you that was a complete surprise? How can we become more aware of God's guidance in our daily lives? How might recognizing His guidance deepen our gratitude and faith? Walking by grace through faith means continually trusting in God's wisdom and provision. It also means acknowledging His work in our lives, not just in the big moments, but also in the daily details.